Imagine standing face to face with death itself. If that quiet, towering presence reached out and offered you 3 wishes, what would you ask for? Most of us spend our entire lives running from that exact scenario. We bury our anxieties about failure and our own mortality under a mountain of distractions, chasing instant gratification and hoarding material wealth just to feel safe. Thousands of years ago, a child named Nachiketa found himself in this precise situation. But when offered the chance to wish for limitless wealth or immortality, he asked for the one thing no one else wants to look at: the ultimate truth. Spirituality requires the courage to turn around and look the unknown right in the eye, rather than retreating into comfortable assumptions to escape our fears. The story begins with Nachiketa watching his father perform a yajna, a massive traditional fire sacrifice. But his father is driven by ego and a desire for social status, giving away old, sick cows that no longer hold any value. Watching this hypocrisy triggers something profound in the boy. It awakens the inner seeker. Nachiketa realizes that performing hollow rituals for public approval is pointless, rejecting his father's blind faith. This confrontation leads his father to curse him in anger, sending Nachiketa to the house of Yama, the god of death. We can view this as a psychological metaphor for willingly stepping into the darkest, most terrifying corners of your own mind. Asking a single uncomfortable question about why we do what we do holds vastly more power than performing 1,000 empty routines just to look good to the people around us. When Nachiketa arrives at the realm of death, Yama isn't home, so the boy faces his first major trial. He sits at the door, waiting for 3 full days without a drop of water or a bite of food. Look at this split-screen timeline. And atop, you see a chaotic, spiking wave representing how our modern neurology is wired. We demand instant dopamine hits through endless scrolling and immediate rewards. On the bottom is a slow, steady flatline, the exact kind of delayed gratification and iron discipline Nachiketa demonstrates by simply sitting in silence. Waiting serves as a psychological tool to break down the ego, proving the seeker's commitment to finding real answers through stillness. If your mind is constantly jumping from one distraction to the next, it cannot grasp deep truths. You have to build the internal stability required to hold profound wisdom before you can actually receive it. To compensate for making him wait, Yama offers Nachiketa 3 boons. The first 2 are easily granted, but for the third, Yama tries to test the boy with the ultimate temptations: infinite wealth, endless pleasure, and a long life. The philosopher Osho offers a fascinating perspective on this encounter. He suggests that Yama represents our own internal mind, which constantly tries to distract us from self-inquiry by offering external, material comparisons and physical comforts. Nachiketa rejects every single worldly gift. Instead, he insists on his original 3rd wish, asking the one question the mind fears most: what exactly remains of a person's consciousness after the physical body ceases to exist? It requires a high level of awareness to recognize that clinging to temporary pleasures and fleeting wealth will never satisfy a consciousness designed to seek the eternal. This decision tree maps out Yama's greatest teaching, the 2 paths of life. This lower branch is called prey, or the pleasant. It represents immediate gratification and things that feel good right now, like eating junk food or chasing likes, but ultimately weaken you over time. Now follow the upper branch, known as Shrey, or the good. This is the path of long-term wisdom and self-improvement. It almost always requires immediate struggle or discomfort, but it yields permanent mental growth and a calm, stable core. You face this choice dozens of times a day. It is the friction between choosing to study for an hour versus doom scrolling on your phone. It is the choice between taking a deep breath and practicing patience versus reacting with an outburst of anger. Every single micro-decision you make throughout your day is a direct vote for either the decay of your mind through prey or the evolution of your soul through Shrey. While the narrative centers on a conversation with death, the Katha Upanishad functions as a practical blueprint for living with depth and intention. Take a hard look at your own life right now. Are your major decisions regarding your career, your relationships, and your habits driven by a deep understanding of yourself? Or are they secretly being driven by your insecurities and your fear of missing out? As long as we act as slaves to instant desires, we remain prisoners of our own fear. True freedom begins the exact moment we step back and consciously choose the path of Shrey. You can start testing this today with a very simple practice. The next time you feel an uncontrollable urge for instant gratification, whether that is reaching for your phone in the middle of a conversation or wanting to snap at someone in anger, do not act on it immediately. Instead, pause. Observe that urge in total silence for exactly 10 seconds. In that brief window, adopt Nachiketa's mindset and ask yourself one core question. Why am I really doing this? This simple pause creates the necessary distance between an impulse and an action, providing the mental clarity we will explore throughout the rest of this series. The ultimate truth is not hidden away in the crumbling pages of an ancient book. It is already waiting inside you, requiring only the courage to pause, sit in the silence, and ask the right question.